day. So what we're doing now is something connected to Egyptian stories. So we're doing that now. Kindly be with me. You're sure to find it interesting. So Egyptian stories is our theme for today. And in this book club as such, we're also doing the book club is on Zoom, and I'm also recording this on YouTube for you all. If you'd like to be part of my book clubs, do message me on my number. DM me on my number, India number, +91 code, country code 9961664026. You can also email me at all small capital letters SARITAMWARIYER, which is Sarita Warrior at gmail.com. So what we're doing here is actually related to a book club that I'm doing every Sunday at 8 p.m. India time, and along with that we are also doing a book and meditation sessions as well. So those of you are interested can join in this. So here what we're doing now at present is this, that Egyptian folklore is a treasure trove. So it's a rich mix of myths, legends, and stories that give us a glimpse into ancient Egypt's culture, beliefs, and values. The key themes for this is life, death, magic, gods, and the afterlife. So influences are from nature, pharaohs, the kings there, and the Nile River, which shaped all these tales. Characters are gods like Isis, Osiris, and Anubis, plus humans who have magical powers. So more about this we'll do. So there are 4 tales, Egyptian tales at present that I'm doing. 4 tales are there as such. So these are some of the tales that I'm doing, the Egyptian tales. And the first one is this. They're full of magic, these tales, and wisdom and insights into ancient Egyptian culture. There are also some popular ones which include the story of Isis and Osiris, which is a tale of love, death, and resurrection. Then you have the tale of the shipwrecked sailor, which is a story of adventure and survival. You have the story of Setna and the magic book, which is a tale of power, magic, and the afterlife. Now, we see that we'll dive into one story, which is, how about the story of Isis and Osiris? It's a powerful tale of love, magic, and resurrection. The story is that Osiris, the king, is tricked and killed by his brother Seth, who is Osirus's wife, gathers his shattered body parts and brings him back to life long enough to conceive their son Horus. So the themes here are love, power, resurrection, and protection. The symbolism for this is that Osiris represents the cycle of life and death, while Isis symbolizes maternal love and magic. Now let's explore another one, which is the tale of the shipwrecked sailor. It's an ancient Egyptian story about adventure and survival. So it is a story here is about how the sailor is shipwrecked on a mysterious island ruled by a magical serpent. So you have any questions, you can get in touch with me all also. All your personal questions you can ask me. So like I said, um, so this is one story that I was doing, and let me continue with that. So we were doing this one, which is Osiris. So he represents the symbolism. I said was that Osiris represents the cycle of life and death, while Isis symbolizes maternal love and magic. So mother's love. Now let's explore another one, which is a tale of the shipwrecked sailor. Here it's an Egyptian story about adventure and survival. So the story is that the sailor is shipwrecked on a mysterious island, which is ruled by a magical serpent, and the serpent helps the sailor. He eventually returns home with riches. Now, themes here are survival, luck, and power of storytelling. Symbolism is that the serpent represents divine guidance and protection. Now we see that we're doing the story of Setna, the magic book. It's an ancient Egyptian tale about power, magic, and the afterlife. The story here is that Setna, a prince, discovers a powerful magic book which belongs to Nek Tanebo, who is a great magician. So Setna's quest for the book leads to challenges and lessons about the power of knowledge. Themes are power, knowledge, the consequences of ambition. Symbolism is that the book represents ancient wisdom and the power of words. Now let's explore another one, which is a tale of Khnumhotep, not sure how that's pronounced. Khnum Hotep is how I'm saying it, and the Ba bird. So this is an ancient Egyptian story about the power of the soul. Now, the story is that this person's Ba, his soul, leaves his body and travels, while his body remains in the tomb. So, the Ba's journey highlights a connection between the physical and spiritual worlds. Themes here are life, death, and the journey of the soul. And then you have the symbolism, which is a barber represents the soul's freedom and journey. Now, Egyptian folklore is a treasure trove. It's a rich mix of myths, legends, and stories that give us a glimpse into ancient Egypt's culture, beliefs, and values. The themes are life, death, and gods and afterlife. So, here's a picture that I could share with you all, which is here. If you can see it, that's how it is. Zoom in for you. There it is. So that's one of the pictures I have for you. That's another one, and there is another one. So there are three pictures here that I have for you regarding this. So that's all about this Egyptian things for you all, about the Egyptian tales. Now let's move back to doing, like what I was saying, let's move back to doing what I was saying, this a book that I had that I was going to do with you all. So let's do that book, which is A Woman in the Window. The Woman in the Window is a book that I have here for you, as you can see it, and I'll be doing this with you. You can hear with me. So basically, as Gillian Flynn, who's the author of Gone Girl, says about this book, it's astounding, thrilling, and amazing. And this is what it is about. What did she see? So it's been 10 long months since Anna Fox last left her home. So 10 months during which she has haunted the rooms of her old New York house like a ghost, lost in her memories, too terrified to step outside. Anna's lifeline to the real world is her window, where she sits day after day, watching her neighbors. So when the Russells move in, Anna is instantly drawn to them. A picture perfect family of three. They are an echo of the life that was once hers. But one evening, a frenzied scream rips across the silence, and Anna witnesses something that no one was supposed to see. Now she must do everything she can to uncover the truth about what really happened. But even if she does, will anyone believe her? And can she even trust herself? So that's what the book is all about. And we'll do a small section of that here for you, which is Sunday, October 24th. Her husband, we're doing an extract from this. So her husband's almost home. He'll catch her this time. There isn't a scrap of curtain not a blade of blind in number 212. The rust red town home that once housed the newly-wed Moths until they unwed. I never met either Moth, but occasionally I check in online. His LinkedIn profile, her Facebook page, their wedding registry lives on at Macy's. I could still buy them flatware. As I was saying, not even a window dressing. So number 212 gazes blankly across the street, ready and raw, and I gaze right back, watching the mistress of the manor lead her contractor into the guest bedroom. So what is it about that house? It's where love goes to die. She's lovely, a genuine redhead with grass green eyes and an archipelago of tiny moles trailing across her back. So much prettier than her husband, a Dr. John Miller, who's a psychotherapist. Yet he offers couples counseling, and one of 4,36,000 John Millers online is one of them. So this particular specimen works near Gramercy Park and does not accept insurance. Then, according to the deed of sale, he paid $3.6 million for his house. Business must be good. I know both more and less about his wife. Not much of a homemaker, clearly. The Millers moved in 8 weeks ago, yet still those windows are bare. She practices yoga 3 times a week, tripping down the steps with her magic carpet mat rolled beneath one arm, legs shrink wrapped in Lululemon, and she must volunteer. She must volunteer someplace. She leaves the house a little past 11 on Mondays and Fridays around the time I get up, and returns between 5 and 5:30, just as I'm settling in for my nightly film. So this evening selection, The Man Who Knew Too Much, for the upteenth time. I'm the woman who viewed too much. So I've noticed she likes a drink in the afternoon, as do I. So does she also like a drink in the morning, as do I. But her age is a mystery. Although she's clearly younger than Dr. Miller and younger than me, nimbler too, her name I can only guess at. I think of her as Rita because she looks like Hayworth in Gilda. I'm not in the least interested. Love that line. I myself am very much interested, not in her body, the pale ridge of her spine, her shoulder blades like stunted wings, the baby blue bra clasping her, whenever these loom within my lens, any of them. I look away, but in the life she leads, the lives do more than I've got. Her husband rounded the corner a moment ago, just past noon, not long after his wife pressed the front door shut. Contractor in tow. So, if you've had enough of this, we'll move on to where it ends finally. And this was one story, one extract from this book. So basically, as you can see, the book is a very interesting one by this author A.J. Finn, and this A.J. Finn says is got a lot of nice books under his what he has authored, A.J. Finn. So some of his other books, I can tell you about some of that. Some of his other books would be these. Um, this is a Jebu novel. This The Woman in the Window. And about him, we could say is that, give me a moment and I'll let you know more about this. Yes, so like I was saying, A.J. Finn has written for numerous publications, including the Los Angeles Times, the Washington Post, the Times Literary Supplement. And Finn's debut novel, The Woman in the Window, has been sold in 40 territories worldwide. It is in development as a major motion picture from Fox. This novel, The Woman in the Window. So he's a native of New York, and Finn lived in England for 10 years before returning to New York City. So, like somebody has said here, Louis C. Penny, author of the Chief Inspector Gamache novel, says that The Woman in the Window is a tour de force, a twisted odyssey inside one woman's mind, her illusions, delusions, reality. So it left my own mind reeling and my heart pounding. It is an absolutely gripping thriller. And C.J. Tudor, who's author of The Chalk Man, said this is a very wonderfully dark, elegant thriller, which is evocative of almost Hitchcock and the classic noir. So tense, twisty, and so beautifully written. So amidst the many twists and turns which are rolled out to perfection, the descriptions of Anna's dusty Gothic townhouse creates what is a very nail-shreddingly claustrophobic atmosphere. So Anna herself is a gift of an unreliable narrator, agoraphobic, alcoholic, by turns tragic and spicy also. It's an absolute one-sitting read. Even Hitchcock himself would have been proud, as Helen Fields, who's a best-selling author of Perfect Remains, says. And she says that it's masterfully uncomfortable reading, which had left me racing to the end for relief. Joe Hill, who's a best-selling author of Heart-Shaped Box, says there hasn't been a debut thriller this good since Scott Smith's A Simple Plan, which appeared 25 years ago. The Woman in the Window is compelling, wrenching, gasp for breath, exciting. I was blown away. So, Liz Nugent, who's a best-selling author of Lying in Wait, says that A.J. Finn pulled me into the world of The Woman in the Window so completely, I barely drew breath until I reached the last page. The vulnerable protagonist, Anna, is isolated from family, friends, community, and reality. And this gripping, compelling, and utterly intriguing novel is sure to grab readers by their heartstrings in 2018. The Woman in the Window reads like a classic Hitchcock movie in novel form. In fact, I was half expecting a cameo, dripping with suspense, crackling with menace. Beautifully written. Simon Toyne, who's a best-selling author of the Sanctus trilogy, says that there's a lot of buzz around this book and every single bit of it is totally justified. So great reviews and remarks about this book. You should surely try it. So like I said, I read one extract for you from this, and I can give you a short I give you a short summary too about it. I could tell you a little more too without giving a spoiler, so that you will still like to read it and you won't know the complete thing, because then it should not, like I said, it shouldn't be a spoiler where you know everything about it already. So here's more about it. The Woman in the Window. And this is, like I said, I repeat here, a summary for you. And the book is by A.J. Finn. So it is a psychological thriller. A quick summary is that the plot is Anna Fox is a recluse, agoraphobic psychologist who witnesses a crime while spying on her neighbors. through her window. So the case twists when the police investigation turns up nothing, and Anna's credibility is also questioned. Like I said, Anna's credibility is also questioned. And the twist is that Anna's memories are unreliable because of her trauma and her medication, making it hard to distinguish reality from fiction. So, themes here are trauma, isolation, perception versus reality. Some more on this if you want. If you want more on this, I'll give you more. Just a bit more. I do, like I said, it shouldn't be like a spoiler where you get to know too much about it and then you don't feel that you have to read it to enjoy it. I would say try and get a copy and read it. So just a bit more, that Anna Fox's backstory is that she is a child psychologist who became agoraphobic after a traumatic event, and then her isolation and her medicines, all of that blur her reality. So this mystery unfolds when this Anna's witness account sparks an investigation, but inconsistencies in her story raise doubts. So the twist is that Anna's memories are unreliable and the truth is more complex than she realizes. So a little more if you want, I can give you a bit more and a bit more. Like I said, the more and more I give, I shouldn't give you too much either. So a little more would be that the twists are there in this, which is Anna's reality, that is her memories are a mix of past trauma and present events. So the line between a reality and fiction blurs because of her isolation and the medicines that she takes. So the neighbor, is he a killer or is he a victim? The truth shifts as Anna's perception changes. So the ending is a surprising reveal which flips the story entirely, making you question everything. So it is like a turnaround. It is like a tosses your mind literally here and there, and like I said, very very gripping tale and a must read. So do try it. It's available on Amazon, which is where I got it from, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it sometime. Maybe you could buy it. I don't think a PDF of it is available, but you do go ahead and read it. So this was on YouTube for all of you and also on Zoom. So either place you can be with me, either on YouTube listening in anonymously, or you can participate with me on Zoom too in my book club, where you can also talk about your perception of the book that is being discussed each week, and you can also bring in your own books to discuss as well. So goodbye and see you till next time. Bye bye.